Hey y'all. All right, so let me tell y'all. I was just sitting here thinking about love. And I kind of wanted to ask y'all some questions. So, what is love to you? Like, what does that really mean when you're getting into relationships, when you're starting to date, when you're starting to be around people? Like, what is love to you? And then, how does love shift and change for you based on the situation that you're in? And I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory, right? So me and my friend was having a conversation, and pretty much she was saying like when she falls in love, it's different, and I get that because I used to be that way too, and still am. I'm not gonna say I used to, like things change, but like when you love someone, sometimes it can be different and your expectancy change. And I was telling her how the person that I am today, I want to be in love, but I don't want myself to change. I don't want the other person to change. Like, I really want to be with somebody who I truly understand, the things that I like about them, the dislikes that I have, their faults, and still be able to accept them. And me expressing like I love you doesn't change our situation, doesn't change the dynamics that we have, but also making sure, excuse me, that in my mind, when I'm saying I love you or when I hear it from this person, that I also don't change my expectancy, because sometimes I feel that it happens. It's like you are so engaged with a person and you care about them so much, but it's like as soon as those words are whispered, when a person's like, "Oh, I love you," it's like the dynamics sometimes shift, and there's a higher expectancy. Like, you should be doing A, B, C, D in order for you to prove that you love me. It's like it has to be proven. And I do believe that love is an action word. So I'm not gonna say that is not for me personally, but I just want to understand like what other people perspectives are on love and their expectations when a person say that they love you, because I think that that's one of those communication things that need to take place. The dialogue has to take place, because sometimes I feel that we're in relationship with people and one individual will say, "Oh, I really do love you," and the other person now has this laundry list of things that you must do or you're required to do in order to prove that you love them, as though me being in relationship with you is not enough to say that I'm enjoying us and I care for us and I love how we are together and I love what we do together and I love you as a person, as an individual. And so I kind of just want to have that again, just want to have that conversation. What is love to you? What does that mean? Have you ever thought about it? And are there moments when you've expressed yourself to someone and you said, "Oh, I love you," and then this person started to change, whether it was they become more engulfed in you, or they're like, they feel like they have to do more to keep you, or maybe the person stepped back because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. 18-year-old me was a runner. She was a runner. She's a track star. Like, I real deal. Dudes would be like, "Oh, I love you," and I'd be like, "What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Like, I ain't even known you for a whole week, 2 weeks. What are you saying to me?" But I mean, that's not to say that that person wasn't expressing how they felt, because they felt like they could be themselves around me, and even with me learning, um learning about myself and learning about other people and individuals, I've come to a realization that sometimes people are very comforted, right, and comfortable around me, because I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, I don't judge." Like, you'll probably do something and I will immediately judge you and be like, "What? Did that just happen?" you know but at the end of the day, even though that may have been my initial expression, I'm just gonna be like, "Okay, well, that's what she do, that ain't none of my business." And usually, because I've had friends that be like, "I can't believe that they did X, Y, and Z," and I'm like, "Honey, I'm sure I've done worse." Like, or not even trying to compare to whatever the situation is, but sometimes when people are like, "Oh, they claim that they love this person and they just stupid because I wouldn't let nobody go and step out on me, or I wouldn't let nobody um spending money on other people. They doing this with their babies and they doing this with their baby mama. And, it's all these different dynamics in relationships. And it's like, okay, you wouldn't, which is why you're not in that relationship. But their dynamic works for them. Maybe for them, they feel you don't communicate enough. So they wouldn't be in a relationship with you because you don't communicate. Or they wouldn't be in the relationship because, you're not as sexually fluid, or they wouldn't be in a relationship with you because they don't feel that you know who you are. So, there's all these different dynamics that take place, and people who enjoy the relationship that they're in, but sometimes they allow other people to speak to their relationship and tell them what they shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't do. And then it changed that dynamic even more so than the words "I love you." But if we're talking about "I love you," if we're talking about, people love to throw in that agape love and say that their love um doesn't have any restraints on it, doesn't have boundaries on it, doesn't have, it's all these other things. And then they get upset when someone else is like, no, my love has boundaries. Like, I love you, and I can love you fully and wholly. I could be in love with you and I care for you, but like, I love myself enough that I can remove your access to me. And in that respect, your love does have boundaries, or it has conditions, or it has standards, or whatever the word is, because people get mixed up in words and how it feels for them based off connotation, and life expression. But ultimately, how does love how does love affect your relationship? How does it affect you? And what type of expectations do you have? I just want to hear from y'all and see what y'all think, and what is going on with you, for you, when you think about the word love, the expression of love, um, the implementation of love in your life and in your relationships. And again, let's go with romantic relationships, because I really realized that when we use the word love sometimes, oh yeah, I didn't even pay attention. I had the word love on my chest. Maybe that's why it was in my head. Unconscious, subconscious. I don't know. But when we use the word love, when we talk about the love of a parent or a child or a family member, it's like there's all these different versions. People feel like, there's these different versions and expressions. And then when it comes to intimacy and love in a relationship, it is in its own tier. It's in its own tier and it's in its own placement. So how is that romantic love for you? And how does that work out? Is there a difference? But I'm finna go, y'all. I got things to do as always. But I love y'all. See you later.